Dude, my eye looks crazy on Facebook. All right, we're gonna go live. Oh, should we just change the picture real quick? Oh no. Oh wow. Let's just get the picture right. It's pretty, okay, green's pretty bright. Change the filter on it. Sure, we'll go purple with it. All right. It's funny, my classic line of, all right. Come with me. All right, we're live on Insta. About to be live on Facebook. So, yep, we're here Thursday, March 7th, getting towards the final hours of the day. Got a few last things to do going live. Got to try to get on a little earlier, but to be honest, between work and then doing things like stand up and other things, it can be tough to get on before kind of 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then if I'm just starting writing the agenda at 11, it usually takes me a little bit of time. So that's the reason why you're just seeing me go live now. Anyways, hope everyone had a great Thursday. I know I had a good day, nice and productive, feeling good about it. Really tired, but overall, like being tired means you did something good. So the quote today is from William Butler Yeats, and it goes, "Do not wait to strike until the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking." Like that line, it's kind of like be the hammer, not the nail, which is always good. Some other lessons I've learned, and these are like not things that I've necessarily learned, but just like lessons I'm reflecting on or present with, is live in the moment, be calm, go with the flow. I know it's easier said than done, but it really does help with not feeling stressed. Is if you're just worried about, or not worried, but if you're just concerned and focused on what's happening right now in front of you, then it's a lot less stressful, a lot more fulfilling. And go with the flow may sound contradicting to like strike till the iron is hot, but it's about like not fighting what's naturally happening, right? Like not worrying about things that are out of your control. Go with the flow in terms of what you can't control, but in things you can control, definitely be the one that kind of strikes and makes the iron hot. I got another one is like stop trying to dominate conversations. This is more personal for me. I do find that like a lot of conversations, just like we have here, it's mostly just me talking and hoping people listen, which is pretty selfish, honestly. And so I definitely have good conversations with people, but I want to be able to let others contribute and really add value to the conversation and see where it goes. I know at some point I've been more present with that than I am currently, and so I just want to make sure that I kind of keep things nice, and if I can give people the chance to really speak their mind, then that would be a great accomplishment. Other thing kind of goes with the first quote is just like do not overthink the little things. People are sometimes stressed and they don't exactly mean what they say, and they don't really mean to like protrude the stress on you. But if you actually if you multiply the stress by being stressed yourself, it'll actually increase it. So that's kind of my thing there, is like don't overthink it. Just let people be, have thick skin, and just move on from it. Don't be like what do I say, like naive and allow yourself to get walked all over. But also just don't let that control you or have any power over you more than it has to. The other part is just constructive criticism is essential to self improvement. And if you want to get better, you got to be willing to let others contribute to you and give you advice and stuff like that. So that's my last lesson learned. Now I'm going to go into the daily update. Work was much better today. I didn't get enough sleep, so definitely working on that tonight. I want to go to bed by 1 p.m. If I do it right, I have like an hour and 15 to get that done. Some things I want to acknowledge about how I got better today. I was actually like bringing receipts to the tables really quickly. I was clearing the tables while being productive, because I'm a bartender, but it's also a server. It's kind of like a hybrid role, and you get paid a lot like a bartender, and we all pool our tips, which is actually pretty good, especially when you're in a role like I had today, where unfortunately just like not doing a whole lot. Anyways, sorry, just had a text come in. But yeah, I made a few drinks, not too many. I'd like to make more and just get better practice there. Definitely need more practice. Seems like I'm a little bit slow when it's not just like a beer or an easy drink to make. I also feel like my pour, I'm not very confident with, so I should just like have the jigger out and just use that so I know I'm giving people a good shot. Don't want to piss people off that way. do want to call out, I only missed one order of drinks, and I actually got all the food orders for my people, which is good. There was only really, and so to be fair, my responsibility was very lax. Like it was just basically one large community table. They have us overstaffed right now, so I think I could handle a little bit more, but I know that if it was too much more, it would be a little overwhelming. That being said, we're doing things like food running, helping others out, doing some bus work and stuff like that. We didn't have a bar back, so kind of worrying about that stuff. Let it be. Some areas I want to call it that I need to improve on still and continue to work on: making drinks, knowing the menu and key details, like when people ask about things, knowing the difference between the breakfast item and the lunch item or the dinner item. Would also want to continue to be better with the POS system. We use Toast, but it'd be good to have kind of a real knowledge that like it's pretty good because you can just search things, and I'm pretty technical, but I know there's ways to be even better. One thing I know for a fact I need to learn is how to like run a card but not charge it, just so that you kind of get the info on it and you have the person's name and the tab name and stuff like that. Something I should call it that I did better was working on tab names and making sure that the table name was in there and just making it very clear. So kudos to me for that. And then the other thing is like before walking away to help run food or help other people, I really should just check on my tables, figure out the optimal number of check-ins, and try to walk by and look at them, make eye contact, so if they need me, they can kind of flag me down. Then also just some of the start and end day shifts, like making the tea, making the coffee. I like could do it, I'm sure, if I tried. It's just like it'd be better to have someone just show you how to do it at least. So that would be one thing to improve my craft a little bit. But yeah, so that's today with work. And then I got home quickly and ate an egg sandwich and got ready for stand up. It felt like I had like 10 minutes at home to get ready. It is what it is. I think I kind of, well, we got held up a little bit late waiting for them to cash us out. And then took me maybe a little bit longer than it should have to get home. But that was basically like really quick. And then I went to the open mic because the open mic was there. I didn't get to sign up till the end, so I really had to stay for basically all of it. But I got some good footage of some of my favorite artists there tonight. Gonna work on creating a cut up of this and a few like daily posts to put out there, so it won't just be like one really long video, but maybe like each song have like little clips and stuff like that to post. Daily post. Yeah, so I want to encourage others to go to open mics around you. I definitely think it's worthwhile. You get to see some cool local artists and support them. We had one girl tonight that was brand new, and she was really cool. She actually had a great like voice. I don't know. I'm trying to think. In my head, I just like kind of had not a mean thought, but just a thought that like a lot of indie songs sound similar now. That doesn't mean I don't like it by any means. So just want to put that out there. In terms of my stand up, so I did my stand up today. I removed some jokes that have not been getting the laughs I would expect and not really landing well. Trying to get to the main part of just like some beefy, funny jokes that encompass like 3 minutes, maybe slightly over. I also added several jokes to the end, maybe one joke in the middle. The joke in the middle went well, and then the other jokes I added probably were like a 50% land rate, which isn't bad, but it could be better. And so just going to continue to like remove things, get back into it, edit them a little, tweak them, and whatnot. Another video I'm going to be putting together is kind of a breakdown of the joke progression, which I may have mentioned, so sorry if I'm on repeat, but kind of taking what I said day one and then comparing it to like stand up number 6 or 7. I think I'm at 7 right now, and just see which jokes are better, how many times did they land, get some stats behind it, and just understand like how to maximize the jokes that I'm saying and keep them kind of the best possible jokes I can. I've noticed some jokes that used to get a lot of laughs have kind of lost the favor, and I think part of it's like I'm not as inspired by it, and you just, if you're not engaged and you're not willing to laugh, it's not gonna be as funny. One thing I did better today was I walked around and held the mic in my hand. I had some cues in the card, but I wasn't like just reading from it as much as I normally am. So I am starting to get a grasp on my actual jokes. I just need to somehow remember the order of it all. And like David has said, someone that kind of helps with the comedy cabana and the workshop we do, you want to have your best joke last and your second to best joke first, and then the rest is kind of just like hold them in. I just find it hard to even tell which will be the best in the world. Like I've had at certain times, certain jokes are my best and then others are my best, but we're working towards it. So gonna keep getting better. And like I said, constructive criticism's a friend ultimately. So I'll take anything people say. And I don't know the saying, what exactly it means. Like I get the context of it, but I'll take it with a grain of salt, meaning that just because someone who is an audience member thinks they know a better way of doing it, well, they might have a great idea and it's very helpful to hear it, but they might not know how to do it. I think the way someone said it in comedy is when someone says a joke isn't working, they're usually right, but when they say how to fix it, they're usually wrong. And so there's something to it when someone says it. It's just usually their fix is usually kind of catered to them and not necessarily catered to what really needs to be said or my personality and stuff like that. So, gonna put down kind of that video, gonna look into how the crowd reacts, gonna be kind of cool to see how the jokes develop and the wording and stuff like that. And then ultimately, I can kind of nail down what the wording should be. I'd love to get this mostly done in the next week. And if while I'm going to Wilmington, I have like a good, concise version of that, that'd be very helpful. We'll see. Overall, my jokes felt better than last night. And I had cues, like I said. I did have to read my new jokes, but overall, I'd say it went pretty well. Again, just kind of want to nail down the parts I've been working on. The last bit of today is my mom and Richard are visiting. So they're visiting here for my birthday, and they just landed kind of after the open mic. So I'm going to quickly end this and then go back and chill with them. Going over tomorrow's agenda really quick. I wake up at 6:30 and get to work by 7:15. I want to continue to improve my craft, work on those items that I mentioned. I hope that I don't miss any customers in my section. So even drink orders, I want to make sure I nail all that down and not have any issues. But at the same time, like, you want to be helpful to other people. And so it's just like finding that perfect balance. Not going to be perfect. It's more of an art than a science. And then Richard's going to probably pick me up from work around 4:15. And then we'll head out to the Coastal baseball game and catch maybe like 5 to 6 innings of that, which would be awesome. They're playing Michigan. So I really would love to see as much of that game as possible. Might even try to get out of work at like a reasonable time, but gonna still do all the things I need to do to, maximize the, I don't know. I just want to look good and not like look bad necessarily for my boss. So that's the goal. We'll see how it goes. The last thing I'm gonna do, because I did write here that I'll try to get to Island Bar because there's like a $3,300, $3,200 prize. It's very doubtful because if the game starts at 4, that means the game's probably going to be over at 7. The drawing's at 7. So we'd have to leave early. We're getting there late already. Just probably unrealistic. I almost said realistically. And then the last thing I want to do Friday night is work on my brand, loveyourlawn.care. Next week is the week that I want to launch it and start getting my first customers. I feel like I'm already kind of behind on that, but what can you do? And yeah, I just want to finish by saying I appreciate the support. Thank you for listening, whether it's live or after the fact. Really appreciate people kind of reaching out later on and be like, hey, I watched your live video. I can totally see people are engaging or at least, viewing it and stuff like that. Getting a good mix of people as well as some consistent people that support. So I really appreciate that. And just, I want to say if you have any feedback for me, things that are going good, things that could be better, ways that I could improve my content, please reach out. I'd love to improve my stuff and get better at this ultimately. My goal is to not only help myself, but help others and maybe encourage others to take on things that are not easy to do, or maybe they know they want to do it or should do it, but they aren't doing it. So that's how I'm going to end it. Thanks again. I hope you have a great Friday and, start your weekend off with a bang. Thanks everyone who joined. Peace out, yo. Give me a moment. Got to get the software working.